Welcome to the version Workbench second scenario. We'll pick up where we left off by looking at the differences between DV and PY in the project that we created. We'll also show you easy ways to add or copy versions to this project and how to maintain those versions in version Workbench. At the end of the scenario, you'll be ready to promote. And version Workbench ensures a safe promotion by allowing comparison between environments. So you only promote the changes that you really want to make. We hope you're beginning to recognize the solid end-to-end control that version Workbench gives you over object maintenance in the system. Here is the main screen in version Workbench. All the projects containing versions and other objects are here. You can filter by status according to your privileges on the system. Let's take a look at our SCN01 project that we created earlier. If we open it, you'll see two objects, P4210 and R42565. These are the templates. If you click into them, you'll see the versions within them. Now let's take a look at how easy it is to add versions to a project. If I click the versions row exit, you'll see the versions contained in the project. I simply click add, type P4210 in the QBE grid, click find, and then I can select individual versions to add. Once I've selected the versions I want, I choose Add Selected from the row exit. I can then go and choose more, for example from R42565. Choose those again, click Add Selected, and once I'm finished, click Close. You'll then see the four versions we just added. Another way of adding versions to this project is using the From Task View option on the form exit. All I need to do is indicate the branch in the task view from which I need to select all the versions. We'll examine this functionality in greater depth in a later scenario. If I close out of here, you can see the versions we added. Now let's assume I forgot one sales order entry version that is similar to this SD order type. I can click Copy, which opens the next screen. I can then name my version and give it a title. See how easy it is to create another version. Click OK, and there is the new version. Now let's try to create 3 instances of the same version. Select your version, choose Copy again, and this time choose Multiple Targets. Enter the 3 version names, click OK, and you'll see the 3 versions. So here's my project with P4210 and R42565 versions to maintain. Let's choose one version and click Processing Options from the row exit. You'll see the familiar Processing Options screen, which we can update as required. Make the necessary changes and click OK to save them. However, there's a much smarter way to do this. Go to the template level and click the Processing Options row exit again. The system then gives a small warning. Do I really want to create a snapshot of all versions in the project? Don't worry, it's only a warning, as this may take some time to produce the next screen. The next screen is a grid which allows easy maintenance of values, including the use of find and replace clauses. In this example, we're going to amend sales order statuses from 520 to 530. The system then shows me the rows that were amended, and I have the option to reset. which is a useful check for the items that were changed. Don't worry if you're unsure of what to add in some of these columns. For example, if there's a UDC value connected to the data, we've coded that for you in the end column. Only when you hit OK are changes made to the spec files. The same principles apply for batch versions. We'll examine this using R42565. From the row exit, you can choose data selection, which is enabled for batch versions. You'll then see the typical data selection screen. However, if I go to the template level, in this case R42565, and choose data selection, the system again warns me that it's going to create a snapshot. The resulting grid shows all the data selection lines. Likewise with the processing options, I can amend data selection either by a mass replace or by typing individual values. Only when I click OK is the data selection updated. Back in the version Workbench screen, note how the version we amended is checked out. These powerful edit buttons are not only available on version and template level, but also project level. If I highlight the project SCN01 and click Processing Options or Data Selection, Version Workbench will then allow me to maintain all processing options and data selections for the relevant objects in the project. There's one more powerful option at project level. If I highlight the project and click Select, a new screen opens showing me the object, version, description, job queue, security requirements, and also some additional BI publisher details. Here I can use wildcards and complete mass replaces on the description. This is a fast way of maintaining or normalizing your version descriptions, as well as your security and other parameters. So let's assume we're now ready to promote our project to the next environment, for example from DV to PY. Normally you would check in and ask for a promotion request. However, Version Workbench is a little smarter. It will allow you to create a snapshot or freeze point of the current project, and you can also make a quick option compare or selection compare. In this case, we'll create a selection comparison between DV and PY for our specific versions. So we choose Selection Compare from the row exit, and a new screen opens. Notice there is one UBE for which there is a data selection difference. In DV, the value says greater than -6. In PY, it says greater than 0. I can print this so everyone is sure that this is the only data selection change in my chosen promotion. Again, I can do exactly the same for processing options by using the Option Compare button. Finally, all the changes that have been made in our project have been logged and remain in the system forever. We call this the Save Promotion Request. By using these two buttons, you can ensure that you only promote the changes that you really want to make. Goodbye and thanks for watching. To learn more, navigate to the website or send us an email.